Good Sunday evening. Meteorologist Todd Bork here, getting into now a tornado emergency. Just covered this tornado warning in Kansas. Now it has been upgraded to a tornado emergency. This is for Kiowa County in Kansas. You can see the city of Greensburg going to be impacted by this. So that is what that purple polygon is. Looking over at our velocity mode, and you can see that extremely tight circulation here just to the south and east of the city of the town of Greensburg. It's going to be on top of you in Greensburg. Really, it's basically happened now. Remember, when we're looking at these scans, this actually is the scan itself. It could actually be a couple of minutes ago, so it may actually even be further along than it is right now. Greensburg at 10:02. It's basically on top of you. Felsburg is heading your direction. 10:32 is your time there. It is moving off to north and east at 30 miles an hour. Going to move in a little bit closer here and get into our get a little closer and look at our roads here. Again, here is a Greenburg. You can just see the city proper itself. So it's right here. There is Greenburg itself, but you can see the circulation is just down very close to the city and just off to the south and east. And it is tracking. This is just a very violent tornado. Again, reports of a very large and violent tornado. So I'm going to go and track this for you. And again, we do have the town of Brennan that could also be impacted by this. But again, you can see how close it is to Greensburg. So of course the tornado sirens are going off, and this is just extremely concerning to see this on radar and see how close this is to the town of Greensburg, which is why the tornado emergency has been issued. You can see Haviland, you're also within this tornado emergency itself, so that is why your tornado warnings have been going off for a while, but that is why we are looking at the tornado emergency being impacted. I'm going to move over here to our debris tracker. So let me go back and look at the reflectivity for Greensburg there. There certainly was a bit of looked like a bit of a debris ball, at least a good hook echo that came out of this right there. There's a hook echo just to the south and east of Greensburg, and that is the latest scan there. Going to look over at our reflectivity mode. I'm going to go and look at our debris tracker as well. Let's see if I can pick up any debris that is within the circulation itself. There looks like there could have been some there, but I'm going to zoom back out again, just give you the bigger perspective. So here is the look here. We are now in central Kansas, south central Kansas, just to the east of the Dodge City, Kansas. There is Greensburg itself. The tornado emergency is in effect until 10:30 local time. So again, that is a really scary looking hook echo that is now to the southeast, almost due east of Greensburg itself, and it is tracking off to the east at 30 miles an hour. Going to go and look at one other tornado warning that has popped up here. I'm going to just jump over to Texas and give you a real quick update here for the Collin-Dent County, Texas tornado warning that is in effect there. That is to the east of Denton and to the south and east, to the north and west of Plano. So it's heading toward Frisco at 10:04. So it's approximately 6 minutes from now. So again, and one more time, heading here to the ongoing tornado emergency here, just now to the east of Greensburg, Kansas, Kiowa County, Kansas, under a tornado emergency, meaning a large, dangerous tornado is on the ground here and is tracking off to the north and east at about 30 miles an hour. We're going to continue to keep our eye on this for this circulation itself. It does look like it is really almost have two little circulations here. One to the south and east, or south and west of Greensburg, one right there, but the bigger rotation, the larger tornado, that is here just to the south and east now of Greensburg. And again, that is moving off to the north and east at about 20 miles an hour. Brennan is going to be on top of you in about 3 or 4 minutes from now. Take cover. Meteorologist Todd Bork going to check back in again on this ongoing tornado emergency. Here we are in Kiowa County, Kansas. I'm going to continue to watch this cell itself. So with the tornado emergency, we have a large, extremely dangerous wedge tornado being reported here on the ground in Kansas. You can see the town of Greensburg there and Haviland. And this circulation itself is just now to the east of Greensburg. And you see the hook echo that is coming out of this. Let me go. So we're getting inflow notch there. We have the hook echo just below that, and there's a very, very strong circulation that is coming out of this. And again, you can see to the south and east of Greensburg. So just we're down to street level mapping here. So there's Greensburg on your map there. The circulation is just about crossing K Street. Now remember, when we show the circulation, when we show our radars here, the scans actually take a couple of minutes. So what you're looking at right now is actually a little bit, in fact, there was just an updated scan that just happened there. But a lot of times what you're looking at with some of these scans is could be a minute or so old. So this is the latest circulation, latest scan that just came out here. And the town of Brennan, this circulation, this large tornado continues to head in your direction. You see the timing there. 10:08 is moving off the north and east at about 30 miles an hour. So you have just minutes. In fact, you should already be in your safe spot. Get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This is an extremely dangerous situation. If you're talking about seeking shelter, remember, this is the part of time that you want to get in your lowest part of your house. Basement is best. Get as many barriers between you and the outside as possible. And if you don't have a basement, if you don't have anything that can get you below ground, find yourself maybe under stairs or in hallways. That would be the best way to go. Get your most interior room. So we're talking the lowest floor, smallest center of your room, like a bathroom or closet. Always consider what is on floors above you if that happens, and make sure you do crouch as low as possible, facing down with your hands over your head. So again, we're talking a larger perspective here. Let me pull back out here and show what we're talking. We actually have 2 ongoing tornado warnings, but I'm going to continue to focus on this tornado warning, this tornado emergency here. Again, this is in Kiowa County, Kansas, until 10:30. And notice the wording here, the observe tag, and have reports of a large wedge tornado that's on the ground here in Kansas, and it looks like it's now in between the towns of Greensburg and Haviland. And I'm going to get a little closer for street level mapping here. So again, this is maybe 2 or 3 minutes old now, but it has already crossed over K Street. Some of the other areas between Haviland and Greensburg, they're going to be impacted. You got G Street, you have D Street, F Street. So it looks like you have a lot of alphabet named streets there. And it's basically right now the circulation is to the west of 49th Avenue and to the east of 35th Avenue. So where the circulation is between 49th Avenue, 35th Avenue, and approaching G Street here, to the north and east of town of Greensburg. We have that ongoing tornado emergency that continues to go on. Again, tracking this off the north and east. Brandon, this is basically over you right now. This is where this storm is. It is impacting you. I know our time says 10:07, but it basically looks like it is on top of you for right now. So this is extremely dangerous here in Kansas. Let me go look over at our tornado track. Let me go and at least circle where the circulation is. So we are looking right about here. Let me go and look to see if we have any debris tracker that matches up. There could be a bit of a drop off that happened there when you see the little pixelations that are going inside. So let me go back a couple of frames. We may have had a bit of a drop off right there. That could have happened here, meaning that a tornado was on the ground, maybe even picking up debris. So I know it's a little bit tough to see on that. So again, going to continue to keep an eye on this. A very large circulation between Haviland and Greensburg here in Kansas. Do want to get back over one other ongoing tornado warning that is going on here. This is over into Texas. So for Collin County, Denton County, Texas, tornado warning ongoing. You can also see a very strong inflow notch that is there to now the north and west of Plano, Texas. Let me zoom in a little more, and this is where the circulation is. Basically, the circulation is basically right over Frisco, Texas. This is a radar indicated tornado moving off to the, moving off to the east at 25 miles an hour, so about the same speed as what we're looking at with the other tornado. Frisco is impacting you right now. McKinney, it'll be on top of you at 10:29, so approximately 23 or so minutes or so from now. So again, bigger perspective here. We have the ongoing tornado warning, tornado emergency. I do notice now that as we go back to this the tornado warning. Notice the tornado emergency has been dropped. So now we are still dealing with a tornado on the ground, but it now is not impacting a populated area. But you could really see that very well-defined hook echo that is now basically right between Greensburg and Haviland, and it is tracking off to the north and east. I believe this one still is at 25 miles an hour. I'm sorry, 35 miles an hour. So let me go and get the faster tracking speed here. 35 miles an hour. That is where we're looking at very strong tornado, and there is the circulation. Oh man, that is just extremely dangerous looking here. Brendan, again, the circulation is basically on top of you for right now as it continues to move off to the north and east. It is going to be impacting areas a little farther off to the north and east. Let me get a larger look to see if this thing does stay on the ground and does stay connected. If there's anything else that is a little bit downstream, I got Trousdale. That is a city that is a little bit farther downstream with this ongoing tornado warning. No longer tornado emergency here in South Central Kansas, but again, we have a very large, very extremely dangerous tornado on the ground in Kansas. And this also goes along with areas that are still under a tornado watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. That is for central Kansas. That does extend into south central Nebraska. So ongoing tornado watch in these areas until 1 o'clock. We still have a very small tornado watch in effect here for north central Texas. That does include some of the cities of Denton, Sherman, and Plano. Again, that's where we have the ongoing tornado warning that's going on there. I'm going to send you back to programming here as we still have the tornado warning here for Kiowa County, Kansas. It continues to track off to the north and east at 35 miles an hour. A dangerous situation here in Kansas as well as Texas. Any more updates? We'll cut back in. Well, continued coverage of ongoing tornadic activity here across parts of Kansas. The good news that the other areas not dealing with tornadoes, but fortunately here in Kansas, we still have that large, extremely dangerous tornado on the ground here. The one thing I've noticed, and this literally just came up here, is the fact that we had an observed tag on this tornado for a long time. And just literally within about 30 seconds or so before I cut back in, we now have radar indicated. That is a good sign in one sense, meaning that we are no longer seeing that there is a large dangerous tornado as far as the radar goes. Circulation still shows that we had a pretty impressive circulation going on here in Kansas. It does look to be to the north and west of Culleson, Kansas, heading toward the town of Luca, which is outside of the tornado warning here. So at least we're dealing with an area that does not have a lot in the way of population around there, but again, still very dangerous. Going to go back a couple of frames. This is about a good we're going about a good 25 minutes or so ago, and looking at the circulation way back here, this is what I was looking at in terms of where we may have had a what we call a tornado debris signature, or may have even had at least some type of debris being picked up. It does look like we've had a tornado that has been on the ground here in Kansas for quite some time, but the latest scan, the latest update showing the radar indicated does show maybe a trend that is trending in the right direction here, but still very dangerous situation. I also want to get really quickly here to we had a previous tornado warning here in far northern parts of Mississippi, but now we have a severe thunderstorm warning for DeSoto, Marshall, Tate counties until 11:15. Very strong winds are coming out of this, so I just want to be able to track this off to the basically to the south and to the east. So right here, we're gonna have a big blast of some strong wind from Aiken at 10:50. About 3 minutes from now, Holly Springs at 10:57. So still have ongoing tornado watch in effect until 1 o'clock Central Time for north central Kansas, south central Nebraska, and we also have a tornado watch in effect until midnight Central Time for south central Kansas as well. And then one other little area here with a tornado watch in effect for extreme north central Texas until midnight Central Time as well, or until 11 o'clock as well. So, hey, be safe out there here in Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, as well as Mississippi. Any more updates, I'll cut back in. Otherwise, let's send you back to programming. ongoing coverage of severe storms here across the plains. Of course, we're going to keep our eye on this ongoing tornado warning. A large, dangerous tornado still on the ground here in south central Kansas. Going to show you the latest what we have here. New tornado warning just popped up for Reno County, Kansas. There is the ongoing tornado warning for the cell for Pratt and Stafford County. It's the same cell. It's the same large tornado. They just extended this warning and a little bit farther downstream. So now Reno, you are in this. Man, that is just a big circulation, huge mesocyclone here. And with this, the tornado is within this. Looks like it is just off to the north and west of Preston. So we're looking really right about here with that circulation, right about here. But it has a very strong circulation here. It is moving off. Let me get the proper speed here. Moving off to north and east. Wow, at 40 miles an hour. So that is going to continue to track off to north and east. It does look like, I mean, again, that we are in a very rural area here, but there are a couple towns that could be impacted. Neola at 11:33. This is an extremely dangerous storm. It's going to be on top of you within about 9 minutes or so from now. Langdon 11:46. So this could easily be impacting both these towns. Very shortly here. Make sure you get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get in the lowest level of your floor. Again, we are in south central Kansas here with these tornado warnings. I also want to show you the ongoing tornado watch that still's out for south central Kansas, south central Nebraska, and a good chunk of central Kansas. That's until 1 o'clock Central Time. We also have a little area here, also parts of south central Kansas, just to the east of Dodge City. Tornado watch in effect until midnight local time. So again, ongoing tornado warning. We have a tornado on the ground here in Pratt and Stafford County, Kansas, and we have now a new downstream warning here that's just off to the east of that. And want to get in, just zoom in a little bit more here and just get some of the streets that are going to be impacted. You can see the city of the town of York here on your screen. Now, remember, when you're looking at these radars here, they can be a couple of minutes old. So what you are seeing right now could easily be farther off to the north and east. So again, the circulation is right here as far as our radar goes, but it really is probably now most likely probably sitting about right here. I would not be surprised it is sitting somewhere maybe to the south and south and west of York, most likely approaching or very close to southeast 80th Street here, south of York. You can see Turin on your screen there, and you can see Langdon on your screen as well. So again, just tracking this off to the north and east, and it's racing at 40 miles an hour. Again, Neola, you could easily be impacted by this very large, dangerous tornado on the ground here in central Kansas, and this could be something that I'm going to continue to watch for you as we head on through the overnight hours here. And again, stay safe out here in Kansas. Send you back to programming. And I'm meteorologist Todd Borick, still dealing with this ongoing tornado here in south central Kansas. Going to go and zoom right in again. This has just been a very long track tornado. New tornado warning has just popped up. You can really see you can see that debris ball that has come out of this, as well as a very strong hook. This is now for Reno County, Kansas, and that is until midnight local time. We're talking about the debris ball. We're actually talking about this little area here, right here. That's what we are looking at. Basically, this storm is on the ground for so long. It's been picking up so much debris. Basically, it's just been through rural areas, so it's been picking up a lot of dirt and dust. But again, that is what we are seeing on our reflectivity, just indication how strong this cell is. Just going to go back a couple of frames to show you what it has looked like before. But again, this is the circulation north of Turin, south of Sylvia. And again, in a very rural area, but again, there are a couple of towns that are going to be impacted by this. So here is that circulation is racing off to north and east. It does look like Westminster, you are in line to be impacted by this tornado if it continues on its path and it continues to move in the direction that it is. Again, racing off to the north and east at about 40 miles an hour. So extremely dangerous situation here. We still have some ongoing tornado watches until 1 o'clock Central Time for south central Nebraska. A good part of central Kansas. Also have a little sliver of a tornado watch here until midnight local time. Would not be surprised seeing either of these get extended. So again, bigger perspective, we have ongoing spattering of warnings, but the biggest story here is the ongoing tornado that is on the ground here in Reno County, Kansas, south of Sylvia, north of Turin. And again, this thing has a long track that has been on the ground. Let me go and just show you see if we can pick up. Boy, that is the debris signature that's coming out of this as well. Is just very strong. So what I'm looking at here is I'm going to circle where the circulation is here. I'm going to try and match it up with our tornado debris signature. And again, look at that big area that is just being picked up. So we're just looking at things that are just not rain, but is actual debris. And there it is, a very strong TDS, or tornado debris signature, that is now being picked up south of Sylvia. Do be careful out here in Kansas. I'm going to continue to give you updates as needed throughout the course of the night. But let me send you back to programming. I'm meteorologist Todd Bork. We've been watching severe storms all across parts of the plains all throughout the course of the afternoon and evening hours, doing a lot of our cut-ins throughout our Weather Channel app. I want to show you a tornado emergency that's just popped up within the last minute here in south central Kansas. This has been an ongoing tornado. A large wedge tornado has been moving through a good part of south central Kansas, moving through a lot of areas away from cities. But now we have a tornado emergency been issued for Reno County, Kansas, that is including the cities of Plevna, Sylvia, and Westminster. You can see the very strong rotation debris ball that's on here, as well as a very strong inflow notch that's coming out of this. I want to just show you a couple of frames back how this cell has really been pushed together, but I'm going to zoom in, and that is just an extremely dangerous cell here. This is now to the south and east of the town of Sylvia, just a very strong area of rotation right here. There's where the tornado warning is. I'm going to keep us on a storm velocity mode here, but I'm going to flip over to our storm tracker mode and just show you how when you're matching up, you basically are matching up where that rotation is. And look at that big area of blue. That is the debris signature. So there is a lot of the debris that is within this cell itself. This is an extremely dangerous situation. We still have ongoing tornado watches that are out here for South Central Nebraska, as well as Central Kansas, and also a tornado watch just down in the south that does include Dodge, or just to the east of Dodge City. So again, everywhere else across the plains, we are relatively quiet. But again, this is what we are dealing with, an ongoing tornado on the ground, wedge tornado on the ground here in south central Kansas. You can really pick up that debris ball that is here as well. So that is just indicating this tornado has been so strong, it is so large, and has been on the ground for so long that it just continues to pick up dirt and other debris that continues to be on the ground here. And that is why areas downstream from this is extremely dangerous. You got to get inside. And obviously we are talking late at night here. So now this is already approaching midnight Central Time, so most people are already back inside. The problem is that if you already have gone to bed, or if you know anyone that's gone to bed, if you're out listening to this right now, you got to make sure that you get them properly warned and find out. You got to get them up and get them in the safest spot possible. Of course, we're talking about Kansas here, so a lot of people are very much used and know what to do during tornadoes. But in case you don't, get in the lowest level of your floor of your house. Basement is best. Get as many walls and barriers between you and the outside as possible. If you don't have that, make sure you just go under stairs, go under hallways, and that is a good area as well. If you are in the lowest floor of your home, go to a small center room, something like a bathroom or a closet. Always consider what is on the floors above you and avoid shelter beneath heavy objects, and crouch as low as possible, facing down with your hand over your head. Don't forget, grab your pets with you as well. Obviously, have your entire family with you, but this is what we are looking at now. Again, tornado emergency still ongoing here for Reno County, Kansas. And over the last couple of frames here, with the way the vector is going, it is moving off to the east, but it has a little more of a northerly push now. So if we're looking at that vector, it almost looks like it's going a little bit more off in maybe this direction here, as opposed to off to the east there. So it almost has more, it's almost like we are moving more off to the north and east. The latest frame just came in here. Let me get to the latest look here. So again, this is where we are looking with this particular cell, off to the north and east. Plevna, it is going to be on top of you really within minutes. You got about 3 minutes or so from now. Salt Creek at 12:21. Let me get this off and let me move in a little bit closer and get into some of the streets here. Now, again, we are about a minute or so from the last scan. So what you're looking at right now is about a minute old. So now we're looking at some of the cities, or some of the streets here. South Langdon Road, this cell could possibly be crossing you right now. The town of Plevna, this could be on top of you at this very moment right now. We've already had, waiting for the newest scan to come in. So what you're looking at right now is about 2 or 3 minutes old. So this could very well be over the town of Plevna as I speak. North Morgan Avenue, it is headed in your direction. Same thing with North Illinois Avenue. Some of the crossroads, so say South Langdon Road, as well as, let me move in a little bit closer here for Plevna, South Laredo Road, also South Andre Road. All roads are going to be impacted by this. So again, Plevna, Kansas, we have a strong wedge tornado heading in your direction. It is going to be crossing your town, probably already doing it within the next minute or so. This is extremely dangerous. I'm going to be coming back, heading to break, and going to be coming back and give you more updates, but this is a tornado emergency here in south central Kansas. Hi, meteorologist Todd Bork. We are talking about a tornado emergency here, south central Kansas. Ongoing wedge tornado. This large, dangerous tornado has been on the ground for really, it was going on for a couple of hours now. Going to look in here at Reno County. Going to zoom in here a little more. So this is to the east now of Sylvia. And with this cell itself, at one point, let me go back and stop a couple frames here. We had a debris ball that's been sitting there. So that is what we're looking right here. Debris ball that has just been full of whatever it has, this tornado has been picking up. It is now moving through what looks to be the town of Plevna as of now. Let me go over to our storm velocity mode. Let me zoom really close in here. So there is Plevna on your screen. And the latest scan just came in, so we're looking right about here. Gosh, I mean, it's even bigger than that. I mean, we're looking right about like this. So the circulation, this tornado is basically on the west side of Plevna, and it is just racing off to the north and east, about 40 miles an hour. Let me give you some of the street names that are being impacted this. So we're looking now, we're about almost a minute old with a scan here. So South Langdon Road, North Morgan Avenue, South Laredo Road. You have Plevna there. There's on your screen. We have West Illinois Avenue. If you hear your street area or you're here, know anyone that's around these areas, be sure to give them a call if they're not up right now, because of course now we're talking at midnight here in Kansas. So Plevna is there on your screen. Let me go and track this cell off to the north and east. Again, it's racing along. Let me get the proper speed here. It's racing along at, I believe it was 40 miles an hour, and is moving off to north and east at 30 miles an hour. So let me go and get the proper specs for this. It was at one time moving off at 40 miles an hour. Now it's at 30. So let me go and retrace this and track this one more time. So again, this storm is just to the west of Plevna. If it continues to move off and it's in this direction, it will obviously be impacting Plevna. It says 1204. It's hitting you now. This storm is so incredibly large that I would not be surprised if we are not seeing at least some kind of major impacts here for Plevna with this circulation. Again, West Illinois Avenue, West Morgan Avenue, all in this, all being impacted. Westminster, you are in this warning right now, but notice the cell itself is off to your west. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the vector here, and I'm going to keep it on storm relative velocity, but I'm just going to continue. I know it looks a little bit messy, but what I'm trying to do here is look for the direction that we are headed here. And it looks like the vector is off to the, it's almost off more to the north and east. Let me go and, so you notice with Westminster off to your west there, this storm itself is basically due west of you, is heading right over Plevna right now, but is now moving off more to the north and east. So Westminster, if it continues on this, I know your tornado sirens are going off, but it's more going to be going off like in this direction towards Salt Creek. But Westminster, again, don't let your guard down. You are still within the tornado emergency, but the cell itself is more over Plevna, and it looks like it is impacting Plevna as I speak right now. So this is absolutely dangerous. That is just looking at the storm relative velocity and just seeing the amount of circulation that is on this. This is just an absolutely devastatingly strong, large wedge tornado that as of just by looking at this right now, looks like it has moved its way right over Plevna. If not, it has, I don't know how it could have missed it if it's just looking at what we're seeing right now, but it does look like it has either impacted Plevna or maybe moved off just to the west of it, but I don't see how that has happened. Extremely awful situation here as this continues to drift off to the north and east. I'm going to stay on with you for a little bit longer here. As I continue to look off to the north and east from here, Salt Creek, Medford, there's a couple of cities that are going to be nearby, but again, it does look like the vector does look like it has a little bit more of a push off to almost more of northeast, so I'm looking more like it's going more in this direction here. Let me get the proper coloring. It's going more in this direction here as opposed to a more southerly route there. So I know that so it does look like if it doesn't continue to move in this direction, that Salt Creek, you could be greatly impacted by this. So here is where that circulation is. Again, that circulation, the latest scan just came out. It looks like it is right here. This is what we are. Gosh, that is just such a devastatingly strong looking tornado here. So Plevna, it is basically on top of you. Circulation very strong and very much either on top of you or just off to your west. But it just looks like this thing is so large that I just feel like this is just a horrible situation if it is impacting you and Plevna here. Let me go and pull over the reflectivity mode. It does look like, yeah, that at least that debris ball may have moved right over Plevna. So we'll just continue to watch this for you. Again, ongoing tornado emergency here in south central Kansas. Let me show you what else is going on here. Bigger perspective. Let me go back and show you what we are looking at here as far as the amount of energy that's being pulled in here. Other areas, really not much else going on across parts of the United States. We have the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning in far northeast, Mississippi. We have a couple of convective thunderstorms that are popped up. Also a few thunderstorms in north central parts of Nebraska. But really the main story that's going on right now is the ongoing tornado emergency. I have a lot of lightning that is coming on with this as well, so it does look like the storm continues to hold on in its strength, and it is moving off to the north and east. Let me see if the latest specs again at 30 miles an hour, moving off the northeast. Yeah, and it does look like Plevna may have taken a direct hit with that particular cell. Let me look at the latest velocity mode there. And again, there is Plevna on your screen. You see Westminster there. Let me go back a couple of frames here. And yeah, that looks like that storm went right over Plevna, and it will continue to move off to the north and east. New tornado warning has just popped up. Notice it's not a tornado emergency, but a new tornado warning has popped up. That is going to be areas downstream from this storm. Let me get the particulars on this. So the new tornado warning, let me get this one here. It is a lot of times when the tornado emergency comes up, the new warning will not be grabbed. So that's for Reno and Rice County. So downstream tornado warning for Reno and Rice County. That is really just an extension of what this tornado emergency is. So the tornado emergency, again, looks like that tornado moved right over the town of Plevna. Now it's going to be continuing off to the north and east, and it continues to race along at about 40 miles an hour. Nickerson, you are in the path. This looks like there is some ways for it to go, but again, Unfortunately for Plevna, Kansas, you may have just been hit. They may have just been hit with a large wedge tornado here in south central Kansas. I'm going to continue to watch what is going on here in south central Kansas. We'll continue to break back in as needed, but extremely dangerous situation here in Kansas. I'll send you back to programming.